Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to my first RTS League stream of Season 31. I have the old screenshot from 30, and so I need to update it to say 31, so I've kind of got it updated. Anyway, what is RTS League, and who am I on Chrono JJ? You probably know that, but RTS League is a long-standing team tournament. I think it's been around since like 2002. For example, we're in season 31 now, and it's pretty fun. I've played in quite a few of the seasons, quite a few different teams, and always have had a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. It's a 3v3 team tournament. Typically, the teams are divided into several divisions now because, the game's kind of half dead. There's two divisions. We've got, 18 teams, which that's a pretty good number, and every team plays the other in a two-game match. One match a week. At the end of the season, the top two clans, or no, top three maybe? I don't know, top three maybe, maybe four, I don't know, we'll see. Probably the top three. We'll advance to the playoffs, a single elimination bracket. So what I have for you guys is week one, which was played just a few days ago between the old boys and the UCA-Lizards. Who are the old boys? Well, that's me. That's BoIt. It's Wizsanji. It's a few of my friends, RyFang and others. We're old, we're washed up. Can we win? Probably not. Will we try? Sure. So, I intended to upload the games as we played them live, but I messed it up. And I ran out of storage space halfway through the game, so the stream that I was streaming to my computer ended because I didn't have room for more. So, unfortunately, I don't have the games to upload live, so we're going to do, it's kind of weird, it's going to be a recorded game, like, analysis, I suppose. So I've never really done one on one of my own games, so it'll be interesting. It'll be new. But anyway, we're looking at Division 2 OB right there, and it is week one against the UCA-Lizards, who got second place last season, so they're pretty good. And I am going to get right into the game. Let's see, where are we going here? I think this is it. There we go. I'll let you guys take a look at me. You can either feel the pain or relive the joy with me, depending on what happened in the game. So all matches are just a two-game set. There's not a best of three. It's just one game for each team picks the home map once. So each team gets one home map. You can split it 1-1 or 2-0. We'll see what happens. Obviously, I know because I played. Hello, Ozone. Hello, Skryling. But I'll try to keep it spoiler-free and just go more of like kind of an analytical approach. And I'm going to start with Game 2, which was UCA's home map. And let me know if you guys can see it. Looks like you guys can. So UCA's home map on Blue Lagoon. So here we go. Game 2. And of course we start off with me at the bottom, and I'm playing Ra, and my teammates are BoIt. You guys, everybody knows who BoIt is. He is Zeus, and you got Wizsanji over on the right. He is also Zeus, and then our very strong opponents are WKT. We've got I Kill You Die as Odin. We've got Matrius as Poseidon, he's the Pocket, and then Domintos as the Hades. So Blue Lagoon, if you're not familiar with it, it's kind of like a Savannah-esque map. Perhaps a little bit more closed than Savannah, and also not as big as Savannah. So generally rating is pretty important here. Our thought going into this game was we saw that their gods, Odin, Poseidon, and Hades. So we opted for a couple Zeus, hoping that we'd be able to do some Centaur spam, Centaur raids, and do really well because Odin doesn't have good heroes. Poseidon's early game heroes are slow, and the only one that has like an early good hero is the Hades, and then our plan was probably to just bolt Chiron whenever he showed up. We were thinking that the Poseidon and the Odin would go aggressive, and that the Hades would like grab an early town center. So our hope was we'd have two Zeus players going Centaur raid, and then me going with more of a economic boom into like a heroic age that was our plan, and of course we will see whether or not it worked out. Yeah, that was it. Alternatives was maybe to have like Wiz play Uranos, something like that. Yeah, what's up, Base Man? I'm analyzing recorded games from over the week. So yeah, this is RTS League, a team tournament in season 31. What's crazy is I played in season 1 way back in 2003. Here we are, season 31, 17 years later, and I'm still playing. You know, some people just never grow up. So the real question for us was whether or not I do 2 Town Center Bast or 2 Town Center Ta. Ended up choosing 2 Town Center Ta, which was, I don't know, maybe not the best choice. I mean, Ta is more like standard, I guess, but with the Bast, and definitely, I mean, when you've got Blue Lagoon, there's always going to be a lot of hunt. For example, I've got an elephant and a couple gazelle down here, and then I've got back hunt to fall back on there. So it would be, I could do like a 2 Town Center Bast or even a 1 Town Center Bast with a bit of a Sphinx Bam, and it was kind of seesawing in the early stages of this game as to whether or not I would do that. But we ended up doing, with me going to see Pata. Well, hey, Chaos or F-Dart with the host. Thank you. Hello, Dardanian. So yeah, so start off tonight analyzing a couple of the a couple of recorded games from just a couple days ago. Then I'll probably do some games, like play some games afterwards. So yeah, our Zeus players, let's see, do these work? They do. Awesome. Zeus players going up Hermes. We also have Matrius going up Hermes as well. Being Poseidon, he'll have a lot of safe hunt. And then I believe, yeah, we had Domantas going up with Athena, and then the standard Freya, I kill you die. And you can see they're anticipating the Centaur raids. It was kind of predictable, and that's why they're kind of walling up here. I think he'll probably end up, or should end up, walling off this corner here, because yeah, it doesn't go all the way through. As we also see the wall up here for my kill you die, he'll probably also wall up over here as well. And yeah, so we were thinking Hades 2 Town Center, Poseidon Cavalry, and we weren't sure what the Odin would do. Maybe raiding cavalry, maybe Volsark. Weren't sure. And then we were planning on 2 Town Center, 2 Zeus Centaurs, which that's why we've got. You got your 3 Villies on the temple. It looks like, yeah, BoIt is standard. You get your second Centaur out, and then you research Centaur Polynarch, and then you kind of go forward and do some raids. So that's what we've got. And then I advanced very early. I think I was like a 4:30, which was too soon, because I end up running into some idle town center time. It was actually with me doing a 2 Town Center tie. I did a very poor build. I have Billy's idle here. Yeah, that's pretty standard. There's a reason I don't watch very many of my recorded games, because I typically get rather frustrated, because things just don't go well when I'm watching my recorded games. So yeah, I think as soon as this town center gets up, I can't even train a Billy from it, so there's no real point in building it this soon, which was, I should have aged up slightly slower. So a little bit of suboptimal play as far as the strategy. We also have Wiz going forward with a Vils here. This is a little bit risky if they do some good raids, and we can see that they're continuing to wall off the map, and that's because they're afraid of the Centaurs. So we have Wiz's Centaurs coming up here. They're running into walls, so they can't get through over here, and they'll probably be looking for this point here, but now we've got all these heroes here, and we might end up, yeah, I think he sees them and runs around, and like, this is where we want to go. We want to get in the back and play in the back. We've got BoIt also with his 2 centaurs looking around, and again, there's just nothing for them to get out here. All of UCA has fallen back. And actually, this is really smart. Guy kill. He only ended up eating like half of his initial giraffes, which is why there's still some here, and then went and hunted here. Now he has a safe hunt to fall on. And boy, could probably, you know, click this off. We have a bolt on the early Valk. This is not exactly, I mean, he kills the Valk with the bolt, but we were hoping to save the bolt for Chiron, both bolts. So we've now got Chiron coming down, and BoIt is now still, where did his centaurs go? Okay, they're in the back. Man, he can get on those. And now we've got the raid here, and we should have, there should be a bolt coming in on Chiron right now. This should be bolted. Right now, should have been bolted. Because this is kind of interfering with the performance here. And there's the bolt. It was a little late. Should have come right away, and then I was saving rain because like we should be bolting this. I don't know, BoIt, if you want to get in, and I can pause it and wait for you to maybe load up the wreck if you wanted. I could do that. And now we've got, this is the curse of having a pocket raw, is that, oh, you just don't want to relive it. Well, maybe you do. So we are kind of caught off guard by the Hades going aggressive. We thought that the Hades would be more defensive there. So the Hades coming forward, we weren't ready for that. We did not anticipate that. But actually, centaurs actually do pretty well against like raiding cavalry. But BoIt over here with all of his centaurs forward, I'm not sure where they went at this point. I don't know if they died. Remember BoIt saying he was a little careless with his centaurs, so I don't know if, well, oh, they're up here. So he's still got raiding centaurs, but not a lot in defense, which is why he's kind of running into a little bit of problems. And as I kind of said earlier, my build was suboptimal. I advanced too fast and had a lot of idle town center time. So in a team game, as a raw 2 town center, you want to be up at 8:30 at the slowest, and we can see it's already 8:45 and I'm not there. And Wiz grabs this town center, which was actually my forward town center. And so now, because we had to bolt a Valkyrie early, we now have the Chiron here, which is kind of doing work on on Wiz's economy here. And we're actually ahead score, but we can see we've got some issues. We've got a very untimely ceasefire. I'm actually not sure so the hard thing about this ceasefire is that it means I can't build my Migdol. So, because the Migdols or fortresses don't get built. So right now I'm sitting on all this economy, but I can't do anything with it because of the ceasefire. So it was a very unfortunate ceasefire, which was part of, just kind of comes down to the fact that we weren't expecting 3 aggressive opponents. And then we have Wiz grabbing now the back town center. So Wiz actually grabbing this town center hurt quite a bit for me, because I would have loved to have grabbed another town center. And then I also here got pretty greedy. I thought I could sneak in the Migdol in this forward gold because I see them running, but unfortunately that time is when we also have I Kill You Die coming in, and this was very smart by them to anticipate this. And we also have another raid coming in here, and so this gets now the second ceasefire, along with, it actually saved me too, because this was a phenomenal forest fire with the path block on my retreating bills, and that ceasefire actually saved a ton of my bills. But the main reason, the reason ceasefire was used was so we could grab this town center. And so now we have an additional issue, is that we have now blocked my Migdol for 2 minutes while I have a ton of resources. I am in the old boys. So at this point, I ended up putting all of my resources into economy upgrades. So I'm grabbing like every single economy upgrade I can get because, well, clearly I can't build my Migdal anymore. And the second ceasefire also didn't need to be used. Wiz probably should not have grabbed this town center. He should have grabbed this one to begin with, in which case he wouldn't have been caught off guard and now having to use ceasefire. So we're still, at this point, we have a scored lead, but the problem is that up to this point, UCA has gotten all of the aggression, and they've killed a lot of BoIt's vills. In fact, if we probably look at the post-game, we'll see BoIt is the lowest. And even though I'm at 2 town centers, I was probably even housed here or something happened where I'm not even building villies. I'm not ahead where I should be as far as villager amount. And now we've got... Finally the double ceasefires are over, and now I just build a Migdal here. But I got heroic way too late. I got heroic at like 9 minutes. So if I would have had a good build, I could have built the Migdal before the first ceasefire even occurred. I aged up too soon. So yeah, I got eco, but because it's now 11:40 and I'm now building my very first military building, we now have issues where all of the UCA players are like full pop, full army, and we aren't. So BoIt 99 of 115, Dalmatas is 95 of 135, so not him. Okay, well maybe they're not as high up as I thought they were. 107 and then 89. So wow, look at this eco there. But Wiz is only at 75 and BoIt is at 109. Actually, that's pretty decent. He's got an army. Wiz does not. So things look okay. We're up score, but I mean, just look at what's going on. We're on the defensive everywhere. We've got Bills raiding, or getting raided. I'm finally building my army now. I've got my first military unit at 1235. That's insanely slow. Now we have BoIt getting doubled here. So now he's got to run because I don't have an army. I'm coming up here because because Wiz stole my forward town center. And I need another town center. Because, so here comes restoration as well. Probably didn't really need to use resto here. And I'm also getting an early trade route, but it was getting raided by Teal too. And BoIt actually doing pretty well here, defending against 2. Like, score-wise, we look okay. We look pretty good. But we're just, look how far pushed back we are, so that even if we wanted to start doing aggression, I mean, we'd have to push across the entire map. We're defensive at this point, and UCA is controlling the entire map. And now I'm at the point where I'm getting popped, and I would really like to get another town center, which is why I'm building over here. But I can't because Red's got an army here. And big mistake. The Ra wasn't bad. I should have gone up Bast though, because Bast really shreds cavalry, and they went triple cab. If I would have gone Bast and maybe like just a 1 town center, or maybe 2, and did like more of a Sphinx spam, I mean, would it have changed things? I don't know. Maybe not. But it would have been a lot better than the 2 town center tile. That was 2 town center, way too slow. We got a little bit of a raid here, but we don't have anything to combat the fire giants. And BoIt really can't help up here because he's got to defend. And so now we have BoIt's forward town center getting stolen. And I still can't grab my town center. Matrix up with bronze. And so I'm popped. I have eco. I have 10 chariots queued up. Which, why I'm making chariots, I'm also not very sure of either. There's no reason for me to make a single chariot. other than maybe like 5 to raid. But again, we still see Wiz just getting the crap raided out of him over and over and over and over, and I'm still trying to build another Migdol up here. I got one here. And I'm at 140, 140 pop. I'm aging up Osiris because I can't really do anything. And now we've got some major issues because I've got Chariots doing a little bit of a raid. But I don't have Eco. No, I don't have an unbuilt Migdol. Unless I missed it somewhere. I got 2 Migdols here and here. But yeah, I messed up my heroic age, and now this is where the problem comes in, is that BoIt is at 99 pop, Wiz is at 99. I'm at 139, 140 with Wiz having stolen my town center. And we've got a full army here, 2 of them actually, with bronze, and I don't have room for anything because I have no economy. I do have an unbuilt Migdol, yeah. And now this is where the wheels start to fall off. I do have an unbuilt Migdol, you're correct. I didn't need that 400 gold anyway. And now because this town center is down, now my trade route is idle, which also hurts. And at this point we're kind of stuck. We can't grab this town center because Wiz doesn't have an army. We've now lost this town center. And I'll probably have a good economy, but we're just so far behind. Yeah, the problem was, BoIt was just the 9-minute heroic was awful. Look at this thing here. Now I'm up mythic, which that's all great and everything, and I've got medium camels, but it's too late. I mean, look at poor BoIt. Would have been nice to have like a ceasefire now. Yeah, I think I will play after I analyze and we watch these 2 games for my lovely fans. Now I'm trying to grab this town center, but I can't. I don't have an issue with the Zeus Uranus, or Zeus Ra. We probably could have used like an Uranus instead. The Ra is okay here. It's just very poorly executed. Okay, I still have that Migdol. Now I'm up in, I mean, at this point we're just so far behind. Poor BoIt at 65 pop, Wiz at now full pop. Wiz is in an okay position against Domitas. But I'm behind because I'm only at 2 town centers, and my trade was first rated and now stopped and now restarted. And I just have no pop room. 140, 140 pop. What can I do? And now we've got a Frost to come in. This is to secure the town center grab. I don't think we really have anything of use. There's a ceasefire. I have a Son of Osiris. I think my Pharaoh died, so I can't even use Son of Osiris at this point. And I'm trying to grab a town center. It's still not working. I don't know where is Wiz's army? Where did Wiz's army go? 43 to 145, but I don't see his army. Is it up here? Oh, it's frozen. That's why. So yeah, now we have all 3 of us over here trying to defend. But now that means we still can't get our town center right there. Economy upgrades are okay. I mean, I got all the eco upgrades, but I don't have anything. And now Domitas has used his underworld to come over here. So yeah, it's just not good. And of course now we have an earthquake just to finish things off, and the earthquake will come down on BoIt's last town center. And at this point we just have no pop room to fight, and we're way behind anyway. I did do a shift here to grab a town center because why not? But at this point the game is well over. It was a very brisk. What did I shift? I shifted all my villas up here to grab this town center and do some aggression. I mean, at this point it was just kind of a shift for fun because I needed I don't want to watch my Son of Osiris die either. But yeah, I needed pop room, and that was the only way to get it. And we've got everyone coming. The Liberty mods are coming for BoIt. Yeah. And yeah, it was just not a good turn of events. It's because of my my new user interface. It renamed my Son of Osiris. He's not known as Chrono JJ anymore. And well played by really was well played by UCA. We didn't anticipate the triple aggression. We thought the Hades would be more defensive. They also did a really good job of walling off, so we couldn't get in and raid. They did a really nice job of walling off. So really, double sense was a waste because they walled off, which basically eliminated the effectiveness of double scent. So probably should have had, I mean, in hindsight, it's always 2020. We should have had Wiz go Aranos or something, but the double Zeus going double scent here just didn't help. We had a hard time getting one Centaur Zeus to do damage, let alone two. And then of course the other problem was the very brisk 904. That's just bad. It's terrible. That's a terrible time. Economically, we were pretty even, but this doesn't show the fact that we had so much idleville time from raids, and we were okay resource-wise, but this is about the time when we were starting, I mean, the wheels are starting to fall off because they had all the aggression, they had the map control, they had the town centers, and we just couldn't match up. And it was just, a few things could have changed it to where it would have been better, but yeah, it was just the slow 9-minute heroic and then the double ceasefire Migdol block to the point where I mean, look at our military units. So we were just way behind all game. I didn't build my first military unit until 11 minutes in. So how can you win that way? Well, you can't. So yeah, I mean, probably Bass would do better there, but even beyond that, not going double Zeus would be the best. Not going double Zeus and maybe going Bast one town center. Something to get some more aggression, because, I mean, had we have known that they'd all go cavalry, Sphinx absolutely tear that up, but we didn't know. So, Old Boys lost, UCA won the first game. And if you're coming halfway through, who are the Old Boys? That is my team, and BoIt's team, and Wiz's team, and RyFang's team, and a couple other guys hopefully we will do better. And so we've got the next game for you guys. Technically this was the second game, but the other game is better, so that's why I'm doing it second. So remember, in RTS League is that each team can pick a map. So this was UCA's map, and they played very well. And now our map, knowing that UCA a little bit better than we are, or maybe a lot better if you watch this game, so needed to pull some tricks out. So we picked Vinlandsaga, which it's a non-standard map. It's a very fun map. So here's Vinlandsaga. It's a very unique map. It's an awesome map. I love this map. It's a fantastic map. It's really fun to play. It's really strategic. So we went BoIt with the set. RyFang played. We wanted Wiz to play, but Wiz is kind of dumb sometimes and decided that he would delay a class assignment, so it wasn't ready. So he had to finish his assignment, which was due like 20 minutes after this game started. So, so we had to play with RyFang, which is, you know, no big deal. And then there's me. I'm Gaia. So we have Gaia Aranos set against Gaia set Loki. Now, there's a few things going into this that were not in our favor. One, maybe skill, but we won't get too caught up in that. But one big thing that was a problem, not really a problem, but kind of bad RNG, is the placement of the I'll pause it here. The placement of the players. So the plan here is that the set does an early shift as soon as he reaches Classic and grabs town centers and starts taking control of the land. The Aranos goes on land early and gets a land army to help, and then the Gaia is the one who fights C. And presumably that's kind of what their plan was too. They have a Gaia, they have a set. The only difference is they have a Loki for the land aggression instead of the Aranos. So what I mean is that the spawn was bad for us, is that with the Gaia doing boats, you want your Gaia towards the middle. So their Gaia is in the middle. This is the spot you want him to be, or her, I guess, since it's a female. And for us, our Gaia, who is our water fight player, is all the way up in a corner. The other thing we also have is that we have BoIt, who's just trying to do a boom, and he's the front player, so his boom is going to be interfered with a little bit. And then probably the biggest thing is where their Loki player spawned. Now these aren't excuses. Did we even lose? Maybe we won. Maybe we defied all odds and won. But this is analysis. So the big thing was their Loki in the back, because the Loki needs food from his fish to get a Herseer spawn, the Herseer spam. So because their Gaia is up front, the Gaia can instantly take aggression and be here by the time I show up, which means before anybody can even start harassing the Loki boats, we got to get through the Gaia first. So the Loki, just going into it, is going to have a kind of a free fish boom, which hurts because we needed to get on that. We need to get on the fish. The other thing is it is a 6 berry spawn, so this can spawn as few as 4 berries. Which, if you only have 4 berries, a Loki player really can't advance in time. So because it was a 6 berry spawn, it made it a lot easier for the Loki to advance at a normal time. The other thing, kind of the third thing, is look where the town centers are. So this is about the middle of the map here. The town centers are not very favorable to us on the mainland. We've basically got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on our side versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on their side. And 2 of ours are basically right down the middle of the map, this one and this one. Whereas they have like 1, 2, 3, 4, and even this one's pretty defensive, but they got like pretty much 4 granted settlements right along the shoreline here, and that's rough. Now, is it game over? No, but it wasn't good for us. Like, I mean, we would have loved to have these town centers like this. So, unfortunately, didn't quite get what we needed there. Is Eggy BoIt's best Sith type? I'm not sure. But BoIt does have a pretty good Eggy. So going into this here, so what we do is the Gaia gives the first trees to the set, so that the set can get his big fish boom going. So we have the Gaia forest trees here, because look at the resources on the starting islands. There's nothing. You have these nonsensical little trees, 1 gold mine, a few berries, and that's it. It's enough for Atlanteans to advance without issue. But if you're like a Greek, Greeks are bad on this map, because of having to make granaries, storehouse, and all that. I mean, Greeks with a Gaia would probably be okay. The other thing you have to look out for on the mainland are these stupid little Skraelings that come forth and attack all of your units, which that's also frustrating. We go Aranos here. It gives us line of sight of all the town centers, so we can kind of know. So the one thing we want to get is we want to have line of sight of the town center that we want to shift to. And we were wanting to shift to one of these middle town centers, so I think the hyena will kind of stay around here. We also have now these Skraelings are attacking BoIt's priest. This is actually well played by I Kill You Die. He actually brought his hyena here, being chased by the Skraelings, which ended up coming down and harassing BoIt's priest, so now he can't convert, which is a little bit annoying, but he's getting his temple up, and it'll be kind of more of a standardized build for him. So he's bringing back the animals that he's converting, that helps with the age up time, so that's pretty important. We got this hyena killing animals. Kill this one, boy. Come on, you can do it. Okay, so I think he's gonna run maybe. So because BoIt is pushed off with his priest, unfortunately, not able to convert as many units. We also had a lot of Scrylings attack our oracles. I think RyFang lost both of his, and I only have one left. And now here's BoIt's hyena. And I think at this point we have players starting to age up. We've got Domitas with going like a 405. Now I'm a little bit later, I'm going with the 430. And RyFang is also going with the 430. The Loki is not up yet. Kind of just getting more of a... I mean, he can afford to do this because he's in the back, so he can get a nice boat boom. I mean, look how many boats he's got. I mean, that's just courtesy of where he spawned. It's really nice for him. And I kill is right here. He's getting line of sight of those. And where is BoIt's hyena? BoIt's hyena is right there. So our plan was for BoIt to spawn, and I think he was going to grab this town center here was the plan. We have Domitas, he is the first age up. So he is going pure water with 2 docks. One's way down here. And now he's going to come forward on BoIt's dock. BoIt's got a nice fish boom. He's sending some fish up here and dock up on the top. And where is BoIt's? Did BoIt lose his hyena? I think BoIt lost his hyena to something. I don't know what he lost it to. But he lost his hyena, which meant that now we no longer had a line of sight of anything over here. BoIt could have maybe sent his priest for, but it was too late. So got the fish attack up here. So because of we losing line of sight here, we had to shift to this back town center. And this a bit of a problem because it does not secure very many town centers. So by shifting to this one, we're kind of giving up this town center. So now we kind of only now have 4 town centers now to their 8 on the mainland, just courtesy of what town center we've grabbed. And that was because of not maintaining line of sight down here. We wanted to get these town centers. So we had to shift to this back one. And now iKill has done his shift, and he shifted to one of the town centers that we wanted to grab. And this is a pretty good town center grab. Maybe would have been slightly better to grab this one, since this would kind of control all of this area. But this isn't a bad town center. It's a better town center than the one that we got. And then we have RyFang going over here for double and idle Billy double Terma probably should have done a military barracks. He is helping out on water because of the initial push with Domitas pushing in. So a little bit of help on water. Now we're kind of just fighting right here in this middle area, which is giving that Loki player his huge fish boom, where he's got 2, 3, 4, 5, like 15 fish that he's just happily booming with, and that's pretty good. Hello, Nabbit. BoIt also has a pretty good fish boom as well. But because of that fish boom, that's giving Leor the opportunity to build just a ton of Herseer. And Herseer do well against Mass Terma. So that's why, and now here comes the barracks, so that's good. Yes, this is a fantastic map. He also gets free favor from killing Scrylings as well. And we've used Shockwave. Oh, I want to know what's in it. So we've used Shockwave. Another big thing to look at is the killing of transport ships when units are being transported. So this is a transport ship. I actually don't know. What did we kill in this transport ship here? This is just a Wadget and animals, so not that important. So killed the transport ship, and now I'm kind of realizing that this endless fight here in the middle is a little bit not good for us because it's giving the Loki a huge boom. It yelped. It did yelp. It yelped when it sank. So I'm coming to the back here to get on the Loki because we need to stop the fish boom. And we've got the Loki now applying pressure to BoIt. And we've also got a little bit of pressure here. So this is good to stop the town center. But, and here comes the Carnivora. So I use the Carnivora here just because it's a nice little place to kill a bunch of buildings with the Carnivora. And we still, RyFang is still building a little bit. Can I play this map more often? I do enjoy this map. The problem is most people don't. So you typically don't see it picked very often. And I've got this random Pharaoh that's, I think my Billy is idle in this. Yeah, it is. So, and we've got the Loki Hearse here running around. And now we've got a bit of a raid for RyFang here. We still got the Aura. How is RyFang doing? So RyFang is housed. Now he's made a house, and now he's not housed. Got double counter barracks, and now we've got kind of Domantas's ship navy is chasing my navy because I'm trying to get on their boats. And basically I'm doing pure water. Kind of fighting too a little bit. RyFang helping out just a little bit. It's a random transport ship. Now unfortunately we've also got a little bit of aggression here. And BoIt up, the goal was to get BoIt up to heroic. At this point he's pretty much untouched with a good fish boom. And the goal was for him to be the monster carry. Oh man, look at this here. Down here. And getting on Red's boats, trying to kill him. He's only got 9. I should have fought this. It's 9 to 13. Why didn't I fight that? Run away. And by putting out just a couple siege ships so we can win the water. But we've kind of got these Hersier and Valk just kind of running the map a little bit. And it's really slowing down my attempted town center grab here. And again, we're at the point where we're ahead by score. We're doing pretty good economically. We're ahead economically, except for Leor. Wow, he's got, look at this eco management here though. Looking, where are some transport ships? So he's out here. Where's his transport ship? Because he's got a lot. This is where the map starts the game kind of gets hectic when you run out of resources on your base. Because what do you do at this point? Oh, he's got to transport his villies over. And not enough Mermillo for RyFang here. And again, it's just Hersier are tough. We could have used. Here comes some axemen by BoIt. So BoIt needed to make a few axemen to help out with the Hersier spam. And now that is allowing me to get that town center. We've got a little bit of a fight here. I think I'm kind of badly outnumbered. Why I'm fighting this? Yeah, get out of here. Okay, I use my Carnivora to get on that. Still raiding. I'm raiding their ships. We've got a pretty decent control of the water. It's not phenomenal. Oh man, here comes this transport ship. I could have had my navy up here. I could have picked off these transport ships. Hello, Ukrainian. And at this point, BoIt's ahead. Really good. Eco. Got a good army. He's full pop. At this point though, we need to start grabbing town centers because remember where the town centers are placed. We've only got basically 1, 2, 3 secured at this point on the mainland, and with them taking this one and this one, they've got kind of all of these are theirs for a given. And we need to grab town centers, and we need to start grabbing them quickly. And again, another slowdown on the town center build. This little group has done so much damage. And still fighting a bit. I think this Carnivore actually did a lot of damage here. Because if you can get the Carnivore to use its special on a boat, on a siege boat, that's huge. And I'm on Leor's water pretty heavily here. So Leor's fish boom is pretty much ended at this point. He's also got a ton of Vills idle. on his mainland. So I'm going full water. Oh, zone, that's why you can't see me, because I'm on the water and I'm blue. That's the plan there, is full water. Full water for me.
Into you.
And we've got RyFang on land, and then BoIt on land. BoIt, though, he's heavy on chariots at this point. And IKill does have a ton of slingers, which is a bit of an issue. At this point, BoIt should probably just make some mercenaries from this town center. Like 3 mercenaries would clean this entire army up, like immediately. Does he make mercenaries? It doesn't look like it. Ooh, yeah. Make like 2 mercenaries and this thing is completely cleared up. And see, RyFang, we're doing the pressure here because RyFang needs a town center on the mainland. I've got this one. BoIt's got these 2. RyFang does not have a town center. Actually, quite a bit of damage to Leor's economy right here. He did get the transport ship out, but we are massacring his villas. And look how idle Leor is right now. Like, we're in a really good spot, except for where the town centers spawned. Like, at this point, if these town centers were spawned like that on our side of the map, we would be in a fantastic spot. But because they aren't, we're a little bit on rough ground. Because we just don't have town centers. So again, we have no pop space. Now it's in like 12 minutes. I just grabbed my first town center, and that's really slow. Though Domitas is still on 1, but IKill's at 4. And we're still doing a little bit of fish harassment and such. There's not a whole lot of fish harassment going on at this point, because right now it's kind of, how do I get up here? Kind of the land is key, and now because BoIt couldn't clean this up, he's trying, or I'm trying to get, somebody's trying to get this town center, but we can't win this fight here. And wow, why isn't BoIt making mercenaries out of this town center? Like right now, we need to be grabbing and taking control of this town center, because if we don't get this town center, we're basically blocked off from all the unclaimed town centers. So Ancestor should probably have been used, and Merc should have come out. He's got 1,500 gold to win this fight, because these slingers are just, even though BoIt is way ahead, the slingers are really delaying a long time. But yeah, just like, look at your gold, BoIt. Like 3 or 4 mercenaries would have cleaned that up. And now we have IKill with this town center. And RyFang is getting blocked from this town center because of all the Hersiers. And while we're ahead economically, we are behind and getting quite far behind in the town center. Like Domitas doesn't have much. RyFang's got a ton of resources, but he just can't use it because he's blocked. He can't get anything going. And now he's got 6 villies. He's coming to the mainland. We got all of our villies here. Got a little bit of raids from that. Domitas is still raiding, and I'm also raiding, kind of just counter raids at this point. But yeah, see, he's at the point where he's fighting a 2 town center Loki, where he can't win this fight. I'm even down here to help out too, but there's just not enough for us here, and we can't get this town center. And now this is kind of an even fight here. IKill has got a huge score lead just because of all the town centers that he's grabbed. Just getting all of these Hersier spawns. So Lair at this point is basically fighting 2v1 and winning, because he's fighting 2v1 Veranos, and we just don't have enough. We just don't have top space to. He's got, well, RyFang has got 3,000 resources in the bank. He just can't use anything with it. I'm also popped, and BoIt is also popped. We just don't have town centers, don't have population. I wonder if they have those back town centers scouted. They don't. They did not scout this town center or even have this one yet. And probably what I could have done, because I had the resources, or RyFang could have, we probably could have slid a transport ship all the way to the back and maybe grabbed some of these back town centers, because they're still wide open. I mean, they don't even know this one's gathered here. But BoIt has a good army. Really doing well against the mercenary army at this point. Elephants do really well against the slingers and such. And I think BoIt's racking up a pretty good economy here. Oh, he's got one pig in this boat. He's probably getting done with us, all excited that he just killed something. And now he's up Tornado as well. So we've got Ancestors used and now Tornado. Wow, that sucks up a huge amount of the army there. I could have, I mean, he wanted to get the army and maybe could have cast a Tornado just a little bit back. So he's H4, and you see kill is not even close to being up. In fact, he's got a huge gold problem right now. All he does have a ton. Like right now, this is the point where this is kind of our last chance here to push through. And he's trying to come down here because we need to get this town center, so he's also coming down here to help out. And we still just got, now we've got Battle Boar as well. It's just so hard for one town center RyFang to deal with. Wait, coming through with the push. He's got a lot of gold. Oh, yeah, he's still got eco, still full pop. But there's not enough pop space. And even though lost a ton with that Tornado, he can really at this point fight full pop and just kind of delay inevitably. We're still like the endless sea battle. And we can see, like, look how few boats they have at this point. Like, they have some boats. I mean, you're never gonna kill all of them. But we did a pretty good job of taking control of the water to the point where we have a better eco. But it's just the town centers. We just are not grabbing town centers because we can't. The Loki is giving us a ton of problems. And basically the two sets are canceling out. And even though BoIt is technologically ahead, he's fighting at a pop differential, so he can't push through. I mean, he's got heavy elephants that just last forever against these units. Forever. But there's just no pop space. And I'm trying to come down here because I'm kind of realizing at this point that unless we get town centers, we're kind of doomed. Because now we can't even get this town center. So we only have 3 town centers on the mainland compared to what would be their 9. And I'm coming down here, and unfortunately we've got red with line of sight of this. And I try to get it, but can't, and they notice, unfortunately. So I think we have kill, or somebody comes down here. And now they have finally scouted this, and oh yeah, Domatas, finally his army has showed up. He actually has an army. Now he is here, grabbing this town center for free. Like, they're still grabbing town centers for free. Like, there's absolutely no pressure, whereas we can't. Our town centers are all forward, and now his army is coming to get on this, so that kind of attempt to grab the town center doesn't work. Got BoIt with fully upgraded elephants, which is nice, and we've got me with tons of economy. Just can't do anything with it. Player got pretty good eco as well.
Yeah,
we maybe could have, instead of at this point, instead of trying to push on land here, potentially BoIt could have just gone defensive and gone like pure water, because every single town center is in water range. And the only player on their team that had a navy was the Atlantean, who has weaker boats. So we maybe could have done that at this point. Just kind of have BoIt tower up and delay. But just have no pop space. 160, 160, 140, 140, I'm aging up, and RyFang has eco, not a lot of food. But again, I mean, he's basically that pop space. What can you do? Well, nothing. This mountain giant here. I do have this upgrade gives an additional bonus damage versus myth unit, so that's pretty nice. It actually kills the mountain giant pretty quick as well. I'm trying to get town center, so that didn't work because also I still have a lot of pop in water as well, so that's also hurting my land army. And RyFang is up heroic. Domitas is fighting over here. You have fight siege, terra, and castles. But we probably the only option at this point was for BoIt to fortify up and us to grab these town centers, because then that would even the town center count. And now that's what we're trying to do, but it's a little bit late. Like, as soon as BoIt hit heroic, and now we have, or mythic, and now we have Leor up, he's mythic, he's using both Thimble Winner and Flaming Weapons. Doesn't have a lot of army for it, but we've got here in this town center, we've got wolves on BoIts. I'm left happily alone. And I think the other wolf spawn is there. Like, I just can't. I built this eco guild because it'll prevent the town center from going up, but still I just have no pop space. We just can't get town centers. And like, we're holding, despite being behind, what is it, 9, 10, 11 to 6 town centers, we're still holding decent at this point, but that's not gonna last very long. Not going to last very long, and because we have so few town centers in the mainland, we couldn't get as good of an economy as we wanted, because, I mean, RyFang was never able to make one single villager on the mainland here, and I only ended up ever getting one town center. And at this point, barring a miracle, get my own fire giant here. Barring a miracle, there's not a whole lot that we'll be able to do, because I tried to get at these town centers in the back and just pop space to really accomplish it. So Domitas is able to defend. Here comes the implode, hoping that maybe it could push through here. Implode is such a cool god power, though. It really is. Spearman just getting sucked in. It can do work. I think it kills these towers too. I think it was just, yeah, it just got these 2 towers. I think I kill is he's still, I kill is like stuck like forever in heroic age, but it doesn't really matter because he's able to be at eventually 200 pop. So him fighting heroic into mythic isn't really a big deal because he's got a huge army, so what does it matter? And then Domitas is now doing what we should have done, which is getting a big navy and pestering BoIt, killing all of his houses and such, and RyFang at full pop. Hey, full pop. BoIt at full pop, and it looks like we're doing nothing because at full pop we're doing nothing. So, at this point, it's a little bit rough. I like this gold mine here. It's like in this little forest glade, and then we have another implode here. This is not really going to do a whole lot other than just more of a delay tactic, and as long as UCA can delay, they get further and further ahead. Yeah, that actually didn't do much damage. There wasn't a lot of army here. Almost killed the town center.
You need to.
But no, it's just town centers. Just the town centers, and you know, Domitas is going all in on the town center here. We even got this, the best myth unit water myth unit by far. The Jormungandr is such a good myth unit.
Into you.
The Spider of the Shark upgrade is pretty solid. Plus 15% damage and then plus 150% damage versus myth units for the heroes. It's a nice, nice upgrade. But yeah, we're just 2, 2, and 1, 4, 5, and 3, counting the town centers. So right now it's 12 to 5 town centers, and like we haven't lost ground, but we haven't gained any. Have not gained any ground. Now BoIt has to kind of come to the water and fight this because I can't fight because I'm popped. The only person that has a little bit of pop room to work with is BoIt.
Into you.
So he will defend this. I think I got a transport ship. What's in this transport ship? I think I'm shipping. Yeah, okay. I'm sending Villies down here to try to get like fortresses to back build on this and try to take the town centers down. But it's just delaying and delaying and delaying. Getting trade routes in the back of the island as well. And now got no upgrades. I got pretty decent military upgrades. But yeah, it's just the town centers. Town centers are an issue. Your favorite map to annoy friends. This map is so fun to play. Kill is now finally up for mythic, like 10 minutes later. Do this tornado. Kill the town center there. Waits defending. I love fusion ships here. And I've now dropped my Billies off, and I mean, at this point we could just resign, but we don't want to resign. And the tornado, I mean, BoIt's able to rebuild this, and probably a little slow to get a trade route going, but I mean, it's not like we really had much going for us on land. I mean, we barely even have room for a trade route. He also has to trade with himself too. He doesn't get the allied trade bonus. And because they have map control, they have basically infinite gold mines to work with. So, I mean, they still got a ton of gold mines. We also got Leor with a nice trade route in the back.
Into you.
And Domitas's navy has been fought off. I have a little bit of a build here to annoy people with, but what does it really matter? Because I'm at pop. I can't make anything. Still kind of the endless set versus set fight up here in the corner. And push damage armor improve. It's a pretty decent tech too, actually. The unique tech. And now we really should have done this earlier. This maybe could have saved us by doing our own water fight and getting control, but we were just a little too slow to do that. I think I just barely hang on to my town center, trader the fire siphon. And at this point, BoIt is still got good eco, good pop, but he's fighting 160 pop to 200. Once the catapults come in, now that I kill is mythic, he can put up towers now, and then can just do a catapult tower push out of this town center. And I'm still trying over here. I think RyFang did hit mythic. Yeah, he hit mythic with the old vortex. Going forward with a little bit of an army here to try to grab this town center. This probably should have happened 10 minutes prior. Could have even, because I went Rhea, has done a land attack on this in heroic age. Just did a transport ship earlier. Could have tried that, but I was hoping to get on water or on the land. There's no pop room here. And it's actually a phenomenal job by BoIt to hold for so long at such a huge pop disadvantage. You have the vortex down here. This is the RyFang's entire army because he is at 120 of 120 pop. So his entire army right here. It's actually the ones he gets gigantes. Kills the town center. And the behemoths finish off this town center. And we've got the siege ships coming down here on this town center, which again should have happened a while ago. But it's just too late now, because now I've lost my only town center on the mainland, and BoIt is getting pushed now because of the tower catapult spam. So, and then because Domitas' guy, I still can't even grab this town center. So we have to wait for the guy Lush to go away. Same thing for here. That'll steal his farms. Gotta kill all of the buildings before I can take the town center. Oh, so annoying. So annoying. Army upgrades, pretty good army upgrades. Pretty good for Domitas. He's got all the second line and getting up there for I kill you die. And now yeah, BoIt just can't put this because he has not the army to do it with. Let's kill it here. Yeah, if the roles were reversed, and if we would have spawned on the bottom, we would probably win, just because courtesy of the town centers. But you have to win with what you're given, and they played well on this. They played really well. We still had chances. I think we had the chance, BoIt had the chance to win this fight here with mercenaries and then take this town center. And if you would have taken this town center, you probably could have walked down and grabbed this one too. And that would have really helped with our town center differential. I mean, that would have given him the 200 pop set. And he probably, that might have been just enough in and of itself to win. You know, way back 15 minutes ago when he was fighting the Slinger army here, if he makes a few mercenaries, he would win that fight, clean it up, and then could come down here with mercenaries. And I think that would probably, definitely would have secured this spot, and he could have grabbed this town center, then maybe moved on down and grabbed this one, and then maybe even swung all the way around the bottom of the map. But didn't do that, and unfortunately, we just couldn't get town centers. Such is life. Oh yeah, just look how nice. Look how nice their town centers spawned all on their side of the map. It is, the town centers can be a little bit unfair on this map. It's not unusual for it, but still, I'm not one to make excuses. I mean, you gotta make do with what you get, so you should have made do and done better. And now we just have nothing on the base, nothing on the mainland. Their pop advantage just eventually pushed through. And hey, I finally get a town center. Woo. Got the second one. Couldn't grab this one either, so that was kind of that. This guy's been standing idle. He's like, I want off of this, I want out. He wants out. And that is it. The 2-0, unfortunately, to UCA. And they played really well the first game. They played pretty well this game as well. And, well, we tried to win. I mean, the map was a little bit stacked against us, but again, you gotta win with what you got. We had chances, we made mistakes. The big mistake, actually, that would have changed everything would, if we would not have lost our line of sight of this town center early, and if we would have shifted and grabbed these town centers to begin. That was the plan. We wanted to get these, either this town center or maybe I think it was this one, and grab that at the start of the game, but we lost line of sight and had to shift to this back one here. So that really gave up a lot of the map control early. And like if you can look at the pop counts, Leor's economy was pretty shaky there towards the middle. Domantas's was pretty shaky. Yeah, the Age of Empires games are pretty awesome. And BoIt, you could see with the fish boom, had a good eco, but then just later on, I mean, we just don't have. Yes, BoIt also, that was a really good play by iKill, pushing off of that, pushing that priest off so that he could not convert more animals. That was a nice play by iKill. I mean, they played well, so they deserve the win. But the timeline, and if you go to team, you can see that I mean, we have 2 Atlanteans, so it looks a little bit better for them because we'll have fewer. But we were ahead economically through this middle portion of the map. This was like our advantage here. Yes, this was our home map. But the problem was the town centers and where the town centers were placed. We just could never get town centers. Military, we were ahead early, and it was still pretty even up to here, but just could never get to those town centers. Ever. What was the thought process? Well, the thought process was that they're better than we are, so we would use a substandard map to, or not substandard, non-standard map to have a better chance to win. And you can see BoIt had a pretty nice kill-death ratio, 459, 352. I was pretty much even. RyFang fighting the Loki was 168 to 327. Ooh. They are with a nice kill-death ratio there. The one thing that was also a little bit annoying is that after we said we were picking this map, they spent like 10 minutes thinking about it, which... How long do you give a team to like come up with their strategy, you know? I don't know, it was annoying. Full wonder, fast island wonder. Well, you wouldn't have the eco, you wouldn't have the resources, but it was kind of annoying that they spent like 10 minutes trying to figure out what they were going to do. It was kind of annoying. So, and then the other thing, I think they kind of just went off of what our gods were, but because, and that's for it being not blind pick, so they were able to just see that we're going Gaia, Oranos set, and kind of like, well, why are they doing that? Again, probably could figure out, well, you need the Gaia because the Gaia gives the trees, and that helps for your set, you know, fish boom and such. But yeah, why is RTS League not blind pick? It's just kind of, I mean, it's just always been non-blind pick because it's been around since 2001, so there wasn't blind pick. So for like 17 years, there wasn't blind pick even available. But that was kind of something I was thinking about, was that, yeah, maybe it should be blind pick, but I don't know. It is what it is at this point. Maybe that'll change at some point, or maybe it'll be something where on your home map you could say, we'll pick blind pick, or something. But it's just that hasn't happened. Hello, Addicted. It's a nice game, but yeah, like economically we were ahead. Military we were pretty decent. Yeah, they do have a rule about the counterciv. Yes, we did lose. We did lose. We should have won this. We played it better than they did. Outside of. We didn't realize until too late, which we should have realized at like the 10-second mark, because we have Oranos, and Oranos can see where all the town centers are, that we should have realized we were shafted on the town centers, and thus made it a priority to get these town centers and not be like, we lost line of sight, not a big deal, we'll come up here and take this town center. But it was a big deal, because grabbing this town center gave this entire map portion to them, and that was where all the town centers were. How did I know they were better? Well, we know, I mean, at this point in the Age of Mythology circles, everybody knows who everybody is, and UCA, this team got second place in season 30, so they're better than we are by skill, so that's why I pick a non-standard map to get a better shot, and we almost won. It was close. Like, if BoIt could have pushed through in that top town center in early heroic. Just needed that push to grab town centers. But anyway, Steam, Voobly, both are good places to play. So yeah, that was the RTS League stream here. So these are the divisions that we've got divided up. We OB Old Boys, that's my team with BoIt Wiz such. RyFang are in Division 2. So these are the two divisions. It's supposed to be sorted. Each division is supposed to be roughly equal skill. So yes, Samir, we will have another chance. This is a round robin. There are 8 teams in each division. Each team plays the other team in a 2-game match, and then at the end of the season, the best few teams go to the playoffs. So just because we lost to one of the top 2, I would think, clans in our division doesn't mean we're out. So we're 0-2 to start off the season, but we still have 6 more rounds to play. So we'll have plenty of time to redeem ourselves or keep losing, in which case, if that happens. Oh, well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the stream off for about a minute or 2 so that I can get a new, I'm gonna stream a few games me playing. So I'm gonna turn the stream off so that this video is over, and then I'm gonna turn the stream back on. So give me about 2 minutes and I'll be back and be playing some games. So see you guys in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Consider this a commercial break and an opportunity for you to go get something to